Hey, it's me hanging out in my backyard again. What's going on? The wind's gonna catch my hair. I'm just glad I got hair. I mean, I'm 53 years old. No comment on the guys that are my age and don't have hair or younger. My own little brother. But anyway, I was thinking about today, and I was catching up on what is apparently passing for news in this world right now. And it started to hit me. Something big is coming. I don't know what. Something's off, and something's big is coming. Now I think that way because the last time conservatives were in charge and liberals were on the outside, the summer of, let's say, 2020, they proceeded to tear this country up. I don't think they're going to wait till 2028 to do that. I don't think that I think that they've got a lot of things that they wanted to get done, and they are absolutely going to pounce this summer. I could be wrong. And maybe it's not this summer, maybe it's next summer. All I know is it's going to be before the next 4 years. It's going to be during this little cycle here we're in. And in 2023-ish or so, I started feeling this very, very big, twinge that we're jumping back into the terrorism cycle. And you might say that firebombing Tesla dealerships is terrorism. You might say that appeasing murderers is a, it's a bit on the terrorist side. They seem to try to validate cold-blooded murder. But this is a group of people that are calling the murder of babies healthcare. And I know that at some point this will trigger some lefty that sees this and say, you're a man, you don't know anything about women's health care, and that's just absolutely absurd to think that I have to be the same sex as a person to know anything about a baby being born, or, the cycle of life and when it starts. They've proven it, but you guys don't want to hear it. Anyway, I got off the subject. I was thinking about things I wanted to do this summer, places I might go. But I can guarantee you cities are off the list, which kind of makes it like airports are off the list. My wife, she's in airports all the time. That kind of worried me, but it's not the airport per se, it's the place the airport's parked in. I can honestly tell you, in my heart of hearts, I think that there's going to be a unleashing of all hell sooner than later, because demons always kick and scream the hardest right before they're going to get cast out. That's thing one. Thing two is they're mad. They're not in power. Not all the way. I mean, let's put it this way. I never, ever think that the deep state's all the way out. You'd find it hard for me to agree with everything that the Trump administration's doing. In fact, there are some things that the Trump administration's done, said, or behaved like that I absolutely hate. But you don't have to love everything they do to have voted for them and still want success. I want success. I just think it's not going to be easy. We've got a court system and a bunch of radicals trying to overthrow basically godly behavior. And we've got a good portion of this country that wouldn't know godly behavior. If you preached it to them every day for all their lives, they still wouldn't recognize it. And while that's too bad, at a certain point and at a certain age, it's also on them. A lot of people trying to take the easy way and say, well, as long as you're enjoying yourself and not hurting anybody else, okay. But when you're hurting yourself, you're hurting somebody. And a lot of times people don't get what sin does to the soul. That's my 2 cents. Actually, I got a lot more than that. I got some columbines. I got that big tulip. More columbines. I got those things. I like spring. I like it a lot. Mainly because I hate winter. Anyway, I think we're going to get some terrorism. I think we're going to get some full-blown terrorist acts. I'm not talking about these Tesla fire bombings. I'm talking something's going to happen. Because these demons now are sensing their exorcism. And I'm not just talking about the left. I'm just talking about the powerful. You don't have to be on the left to be a powerful demon. In fact, some of the most powerful demons are probably on the right. They're probably conservatives. We'll see them. Sorry, I'm wobbling here. It's been a while since I've done this. At any rate, I feel like we need to know this is coming. You need to understand. It does not mean that America's not going to turn the corner and that we've failed. And some things I think we're failing at. We're not treating people right on our own side. Conservatives aren't treating people right. And I find that to be hard to deal with. And I might cover that in an entire video. But, you know, just because Elon Musk and President Trump say this is what these people are and this is this, and then all you Christians jump on that bandwagon and you start recycling the things they say and the way they behave, that's not two Christians. That's not people you should be striving to emulate. I mean, it just isn't. I think of a lot better role models than either Elon Musk or Donald Trump for a Christian. And so, you know, in that case, you know, who you following and who you trying to emulate? Because those two guys, you know, they could be real jerks a lot. They are jerks. And they don't know nothing about you, and they don't really care about you in the long run. And when they're spinning your opinion and thoughts about people, it's on you to filter what goes in your head and comes out of your mouth. And the things that they say and do aren't always great. Now, I can talk about that more later, because I got some deep opinions about the way Christians carry water for the right in general, but for President Trump and Elon Musk specifically. All right? Yeah, we've entrusted President Trump to do a job. He's doing it better than anyone else that applied for it. If Kamala Harris was president right now, ooh, I can't even think of it. We'd be sunk, though. We'd be done. Got no regrets on who I voted for, but I do think you better watch what you repeat and whether you back up what he says just because he is who he is, because that's not Christianity, and he's not spouting off Christian beliefs. He reads them when somebody writes them for him, but he's not just spouting off Christian beliefs. And he could be a Christian. Elon Musk isn't, not even close. And being happy about everything they've done to people in our federal workforce, and what they say and how they feel about people. You need to do a lot of growing up if that's the case. Anyway, I think we're in for a hot summer. Like a 2020 type, only more terrorism. Hopefully less pandemic crap, because I ain't going to put up with that. And I don't think you guys will either. You won't see me coping with the pandemic the way I even coped with it last time. I was pretty mellow and did my thing. This time, you might see me actually making a stand. All right. I'll talk to you later.